So I decided to start making these videos to show my sketchbooks, to share my sketchbook tour. I've been doing sketchbooks for my entire life. This is actually one of the things that I feel that personally defines me. Like most of the time, just sketching. And often when I ask myself, who am I in this world where careers are always changing, where technologies are always changing, things are moving so much. I often ask myself and I see that, well, I know that I like to draw. That's been one of the few things that's been uh, constant in my life. And I'm pretty sure that this constant awareness that the earth is shifting, that the tectonic plates are changing, that the world is moving, and I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. That's a pretty common feeling with a lot of people that I know. So, again, why sketching? I'm not necessarily an artist. I don't see myself as one. Most of the time, if you look at my pages, my work, you can see that I'm definitely often working with technology, giving lectures about technology or talking about VR and AI. But in this case here, what I'm doing, I'm just sketching. I've been drawing my whole life. And that's the whole question is, why? Why draw? Why use my hands? Why continue sketching if an AI agent can make anything in 1 second? Well, that's the thing. Anything doesn't mean my thing. Anything doesn't mean that's special, that it has any meaning. And by the way, I am a product designer for an app that's mostly becoming an AI app, but I'm not at all someone who's against AI in general. But like I said, what I know for sure is that I draw. I like drawing. I like using my hands. I like the feeling of the paper. I like the weight, the smell. I like the process. And most importantly, I like how drawing makes me see. Drawing forces me to observe and also from outwards and inwards as well. So from can see here, what I mean is that when I'm doing some exercise like this, some of these classical drawing exercises, or if I'm sitting on the internet and or using some references to try to make these thumbnails of these heads, anything that forces me to sit and draw, it really forces me to pay attention on what I'm observing. And then the most important thing happened is not only I have to observe, but I also have to process. I also have to think and turn this thing that I'm just looking into something new. That's not necessarily what AI is doing. So everything that I see, everything that ends up in one of my sketchbooks was processed by me, was processed by my cognitive system. But also, there's something that is really, really important in this whole process is that the role of my hand. I'm drawing, so I'm observing, and then my hand is working. Right? It's different than prompting. I don't even know if it's better or not, but you know, all in all, we are still stuck in being humans. We are stuck to a body, and our body has an intelligence in itself, right? The weight of your hand, the weight of your body, the heat, the cold, the pain, everything that we feel, it's some way of filtering and processing information. So it's thinking. We do think with our bodies. We are not just calculating. Thinking is not just an act of to calculate. Thinking is just not the process of combining A and B on a matrix. I mean, thinking is just part of the process of being alive. And I have to say, I often ask myself, why drawing? Why I still draw? If I'm actually me and most of the people are actually, if we're gonna do anything now, we have to sit and talk with an AI or just start using the most of these technologies to come up with something that has real value. Why sit here and make these drawings instead? Well, because I'm alive. Because I can. Because it's a journey. I mean, it forces me to look at myself. I mean, this is the self portrait here. This is forces me to think. I mean, forces is a horrible word. It's not forces me. It's just makes me move. It drives me. It drives my mind. It drives my hand. And not only when I'm drawing, so it's not just like an exercise like going to the gym, but specifically for sketchbooks and manual sketchbooks, is that it becomes an artifact, something that really exists in the world. And it contains my memory as processed by my hands and my abilities or lack of. So I have like these moments that I was sitting with my wife and my father by the pool the other day, while visiting somewhere outside, where I remember my excitement when just blurring this ink and seeing that, wow, it gives a really good effect. I remember the tactile feeling of it. I remember my daughter drawing and me trying to sketch her without without her making her look too weird. I remember my frustration when making this drawing. I remember that I was trying to come up with a drawing base again on my daughter, but not being her, something different, not getting stuck with just trying to look for likeness. And sometimes I come up with it also allows me to sit. This is a bookshop uh, called Funambule, Funambule, something like that. Yeah, in Petrópolis. And it's the back area, it's the back garden of this bookshop, and I could just sit there for several minutes and just closely pay attention to every single detail that was in front of me. And drawing by hand forces me to pay attention to it. And then I can always jump back. And I mean, this is my sketchbook. I can do whatever I want. I can go back and start drawing people. I can start continue doodling. I can make my hands. I can go back doing some quick chalk drawings. I can sit and look at people that I like very much. So some of my friends, and try to get some of their likeness. I can't give up halfway through. So this is the wonder of actually drawing and having a sketchbook. I'm here rambling. This is one afternoon with my daughter, and then I took a picture and drew from a picture. So this is not me sitting there. This is me hours after the actual event, just sitting and making this drawing of it. And again, this is me getting excited with how some gesture drawings I was doing ended up looking pretty decent. Looking at bodies, trying to really think about the human body. It's such a journey. Actually, I had no expectations to be so excited about talking my sketchbook in this video. I just wanted to flip through it and call it a day and dump it on the internet. But I must say, sitting here and sharing this here, or forcing me to talk about it beyond just technique and trying to think what it means to draw nowadays. Yeah, that's drawing. Why drawing? Yeah, so yeah, that's what I drew. That's me failing at doing a diagram and then asking, why the hell am I drawing? Why the hell am I drawing? why the hell are we doing anything? I don't know, but it feels pretty good. And I hope I'm able to make some more. Thank you for listening.